Well, hello there. Hi everyone, and welcome back to. Wow, that's ominous. Oh, I'm still pale. My skin is still pale. Oh, that's funny. Because I desaturated it to go to the pale garden. Hi everyone, and welcome back to. I think this is episode 37. Don't quote me on that. Of comments on. Let's go ahead and keep the comments on, but turn the rain off. Why don't we? I have some explaining to do. Now, if you're binging this series, then no time has passed at all. But if you're not, if you've been staying with me weekly, then many weeks have passed since the last. A few weeks have passed since last week's episode. Let's put it that way. Also, you might be hearing, I have a space heater on me. I also have a huge fire in my wood burning stove. Like, I've got a rager going right now, actually. Like, I put 3 logs in there. 'Cause it's cold. It is so cold at my cabin. Hi, Mr. Pig. Oh, Mr. Pig. This is fun because I don't have a pig in my world up here. And I don't think I was gonna. I mean, I might keep you here in this boat because I've got a chicken in the boat. Do you have a name? I forgot. It's been so long. But you, I don't know. I was thinking of naming you Nod because you were nodding, like you were counting the wolves when you jet skied them home. Thank you, by the way, for all your help. And it's kind of funny, like Nod just sort of sounds like Todd. I don't know. Is that odd? So anyway, I have some explaining to do of where I've been, and honestly, I've got some good excuses. People, thank you so much for the concern, by the way. It finally occurred to me to, like, leave a comment on this video and say, like, that I was doing fine, but I did need to take some time away, for very good reasons, I think. I'll let you decide that. But I should have warned you. I did not expect, it was unexpected on my part. But it just kind of felt right. And it felt sort of like I had actually, it was like a nice time to take a break, honestly, because I just got all of you guys home. I need name tags is what I need, actually, because this is getting hard. This is Dove, this is Geo, that's Alpin, Cover, Rach, Mott. We need name tags. I mean, there's an armadillo that's drowning. Oh gosh. Can you lead an armadillo? No, bundles. I don't understand you. Empty. Wait, where are all my leads? Wait a minute. I brought I had a million leads from when we gotta save this armadillo. I don't know where I keep my leads these days. I don't know. Oh, there's 10 right here. I don't know where I keep my leads. Heart of the Sea. I forgot about that. We have so much organizing to do. This is one of those situations where I need to just play Minecraft and update you on everything and not try to, if I could, I would go back and I would just do the voiceover for this later, but I don't have the time for that. I'm sorry. How do I have I've not discovered the pale garden in this. Oh, but I've discovered it in this profile? Would that? I have no idea. You can make a white boat now? I love the creaking, by the way. I made a video about it. I was going to talk about why I did that, by the way. Oh, hi! Did I name you too? I just can't remember. So much to say. So much to say. Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? That was just not okay. That was not okay. Legitimately scared me to death. Okay. My heart rate. I was gonna try to not talk about Minecraft, but if there's a jump scare, I'm gonna talk about it. Let's put my armor back on. So where have I been? whew, there's just like, there's so much to say. And I had a horrible time. I've had a horrible time since, when was the last episode of this? Did I talk about going to the emergency room on this series? I might not have, but it's all kind of like contributing to how kind of terrible life has felt. And I really don't like complaining. See, this is the thing where I can't focus on what I need to organize when I try to talk as well. So like I should have just recorded this separate, but I'm not going to. So forgive me. I'm going to try to just stay on topic. So I guess I can I'm fine, by the way. But this was before my book tour, I think, right? Yeah. I got really sick. I got really sick in like a weird way where my stomach really hurt. And that's not new for me. I've mentioned many times I have celiac disease, so I can't handle gluten. But because of that, I don't eat gluten, and I'm that person, right? Like, I'm really not fun to be around or to go out to dinner with, because I am that person that is like, if it's not marked on the menu, I'm not even eating it. Because if you don't know, like, someone who has celiac can get even like cross-contamination type exposures. So for example, if you were to have French fries usually have no gluten in them because they're just potatoes, and potatoes don't have gluten. However, if the restaurant cooked the French fries, say, in a deep fryer, I want leaves in here. Nope, stop, don't do that, Stacey. You're not supposed to you don't talk about it, you just do it. Corresponding leaves to that's just like a level of, it's what I'm going to do though. So say a restaurant cooks onion rings that are breaded in the deep fryer and then also puts in the French fries. Then your French fries have gluten contamination in them. Do you see what I mean? It's really frustrating. It's not fun. But that's the level of careful that I am. And so when my stomach was hurting, I was kind of like, yeah, well, this has to be something else because I'm so careful. And so I waited it out kind of for like, it started on like a Sunday night, and then on Monday I was like, oh, I kind of still have like a stitch in my side. Like, what is that about? And then come like Monday night, I was like, oh no, this is really painful. And then Tuesday morning, like by Tuesday, was it Tuesday morning? Maybe it was Wednesday morning. Maybe I even waited another day, which, not great. I know. Seeds. Who needs this many seeds? But now at this point, I'm just afraid to throw anything out. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. So what am I doing? Yeah, so I can't multitask to save my life. Am I gonna run these 3 iron nuggets over here now? Yeah, I am. We'll take the other way. It's more scenic for you guys. So anyway, then I was in pain like all night, and I was like, this is weird. Maybe I somehow ate gluten, but like I don't eat gluten. Especially not to be this sick, right? This sick is like is like I, slipped and ate a croissant or something, which I didn't do. And so I just was kind of worried. And then by like 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, the pain was like, had been for 4 hours, like in a very specific spot. And I was like, well, that's weird. That's not like usually what happens if you have eaten gluten. And so then I became concerned that it was, gosh, I need to just like, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it, Stace. Stop talking. So then I actually was like, wait a minute, what side of your stomach is your appendix on? Because I think it's on the left. And then I Googled it and it was like, oh, no, it's the right. Like, this might be my appendix. And so then I was like, well, okay, I better go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room and the doctor was like, well, you're pointing right in between your appendix and your gallbladder. And so then I was like, oh my gosh, I bet it's my gallbladder. That would make sense too. It could be either one of those things. Like, oh no, I'm going to have surgery either way. And then they ran some tests and came back and they're like, no, you're fine. And I was like, what? Don't feel fine. And they said, no, it's your appendix is fine. Your gallbladder is fine. Your intestines are angry. And I was like, well, yeah, that's celiac disease. And so that was an expensive moment for me. And it was also just really upsetting. I mean, I was really sick and I felt terrible, but I also just, if you've ever been in like an ER, it's just a sad place to be. You just feel so helpless and just, I don't know. It wasn't fun. It felt really vulnerable and you just have these thoughts of like, oh my gosh, like the only thing that matters is our health. It's all we have. It's all we have. But this is all to say, I'm kind of like, what's the word? Belaboring the point that I have to be honest, like your meows are kind of it's kind of annoying me. You better sleep on me and make me like you again. You're missing your chance. Okay, I don't like you. Yeah. Saddle in with my food. Make it make sense. 2 saddles. What? Okay. None of this is good. The point is that this was like kind of one of the first things in a long string of really bad times in my life as of late. I've got to change that redwood to something else. And I think I decided what I was going to change it to, and now I can't remember what it was. I think, I want to say after this, then I went on book tour, which was like right after the election, which was a really interesting time to go on book tour and go through America. I went to, I mean, I've done a Monday video since book tour, right? Or has it been that long? No, I must have, right? Where did I go? I did an event in Salt Lake City and Molly came. She was so good. And it was just like, I don't think I've ever had Molly come to like a book signing before or any kind of like convention or anything. She totally could. She's just the best. Unfortunately, it's kind of warm there though. So she was kind of restless and like panting a bit. So she didn't make it very long. She wanted to leave. Oh, I saw a sugar cane. I'm like tempted to restart here. This is such a bad start to this video because I'm not mentioning like why things have been so. So I went on the tour. I went to Denver. I went to Seattle. I went to Sacramento, and I went to Phoenix, Mesa. And then I, where do you put cocoa beans? You know what I mean? The problem here is that we just don't have enough space. Then I got a really bad cold, but I didn't get the cold on book tour. No, I came back and I went and saw a show. I usually don't go anywhere, and I went with my cousin to a show, and sure enough, I got just the worst cold. Probably the worst head cold I've ever had in my entire adult life. It was really something. And it just was like, it was just this pressure buildup in my head that was just insane. And that was when I had to, so this is a very sad part of the video. Molly is fine. I want to preface this by saying Molly is fine. But I took her back to Colorado to get her ear looked at. Her ear had been bothering her since the radiation treatment, because obviously the skin regenerates, and it had formed like an infection that I couldn't even see really. It was in her middle ear, and so that was really the problem, is that I couldn't tell that her ear was infected, but she was bothering it, and so I did figure it out. But the problem is that they have to do another CT scan and see if there's, deterioration in the middle ear, and then if there's not, but the only way they can know that is by doing the CT scan, then if there's not deterioration in the middle ear, then they can go ahead and flush the ear. But they couldn't flush the ear otherwise, because you would basically be flushing infection into her head, into her body. If you didn't, that's the space heater. It's not like kind of metallic. I can turn it off for a bit, actually. You might not have even heard it. And so then I'm freezing my buns off for nothing. Why do leads stack but saddles don't stack? Is it because you can coil rope? Because I don't think that they think that far, but maybe. Anyway, so the good news is there is no good news. Basically, Molly, her middle ear was fine, and so they could flush it, and it helped her tremendously with the ear pressure that she was, not pressure, but just the ear infection itchiness that was affecting her. But her cancer is there still. And that was something that I knew I would find out if they did a CT again, because that's where her cancer was. It was on her parotid salivary gland. And, I always knew that this was potentially the thing that was going to happen, because I was told from the get-go, this is an incredibly aggressive cancer. And so even though I caught it as early as I could have caught it, even though I got her surgery as early as I could have got her surgery, even though they got as much out of it that they possibly could have to even say that it was, margins of whatever it was, 0.00 whatever. Even though we did radiation on that exact spot, to try to kill any of the cancer cells that the surgery did not take, it was too aggressive. And so that is what I've been kind of dealing with for the last several months, is that Molly's cancer is growing. The tumor is growing again. You can feel it on the side of her face. She's doing fine. She's like she's like a truck that won't quit, and I love her. But gosh. I did everything that I could have done. It just didn't work. But like I told the people there, to my knowledge, she's like 14 years old. She might even be older than that. I think that she was kind of just barely out of her puppy stage when I got her because she was so little, but she also was dying of heartworm when I got her, so there's really no way of knowing. I mean, they told me that she was like 3 to 4 years old, which would make Molly like 19 right now or something, or 18, which is crazy. Maybe she is, but she's at least 14, and she's had the best possible life, and so I will help her through this. It's just, this has been an incredibly hard time for me. Of course it's been a hard time for Molly. But if you've been around for a while, I probably need this copper, but I'm organizing everything. Don't talk about it, Stace. If you've been around for a while, like, this is sort of the last sort of like 5 or 6 years of my life have been kind of like saying these goodbyes to like my dog Paige and my grandmother and then my grandfather and then my other grandfather and then my dad's dog Polly, and like Molly is sort of like number 6 in this awful ride that I've been on. And she's the last one. And it's really just kind of it's just a hard thing because I have had her almost what? I've had her since 2011. So she's just sort of a piece of me at this point. So it's not, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's, how am I just figuring that out? Okay. Have fun. Yeah, man, that's my gal Molly. I'm not going to put this away. This telescope we either have to just break or finish because it's just upsetting me. That's what I'm the most upset about right now, honestly, to tell you the truth. Everything else in my life is fine. Just kidding. Is anything happening today, by the way? I don't think today was that special of a day. So that's why I wanted to bring the series back on today, because I just was like, people are going to be really bored today. There's actually nothing to watch today. So here I am to tell you that I'm sad. I'm sad about my dog Molly. But, I'm giving her pain medication. I've been trying out some different other drugs that she's kind of like been helping with a little bit of like just her balance and like, honestly, it's just, yeah, it just stinks. It just really stinks. That's what having a dog is. But she's really honestly, like right now, like I've been kind of for the last like couple months, just like, you don't even understand how much I've just been like staring at Molly. Like that's all we oh, it's the sweetest thing what we do together is because it's been so cold actually since I've been back from California. This is I'm still not even saying what everything has been bad. So I had this terrible cold when I went to Colorado and got this terrible news, and then I mean, this was the worst cold. It really messed up my head for like weeks. And then I came back with this news of Molly, and it was so sad. And then I had the holidays, and I had a great holiday, actually. The Wandering Trader's still here. I had a really great holiday. I got a watering can. I got a really nice watering can for my flowers. And I got some really, I'm obsessed with these like insanely expensive candles. It's not even, it's highway robbery. How expensive. They're called True Dawn. And then I also got this thing for my bathtub. It's like this, it's this like piece of wood that goes over my bathtub, and so I can like bring my laptop into the bathtub now, which is really not, I shouldn't, but then I was watching tennis. It's Australian Open, and I'm obsessed with tennis if you know me, and so like the matches are really good right now. Anyway, the point is I had a great holiday, and then it was like, it's so cold, I really should get Molly, like I should take Molly somewhere warm, right? Because she's sick and this isn't fun. And so I've been in Malibu, which was not the place to be. So anyway, I took Molly to California, and she had a lovely time smelling all the smells and just not being in the snow every day. You know what I mean? But then of course I was preparing to leave, and then started getting all of the wind advisories, and was like, okay, we're leaving tonight, and thank goodness, is completely, I'm heartbroken for everyone there in Los Angeles that had to go through that, and really grateful that I left in the middle of the night, basically. So it's been a time, you guys. I'm tired. I'm tired, and I'm weary. And this drawer is so disorganized. Potions. I mean, potions, I think, like, I don't know why they're here in the first place, right? Because we should fish. We should fish for a name tag is what we should do, because I can't organize anymore, and I definitely can't build, and I want to name tag these guys. And I would fish by my XP spawner, but I just don't think I've fixed it yet. So one of these should be like a chest. There should be a chest over here for potions is what there should be. We'll just throw them all into here for now. Okay. So yeah, long story short, and then on the way home I got another cold. Which was nuts because I never went anywhere. I was around like, very few people. But I got another cold, and thankfully this one did not last like 2 weeks. This one lasted like 2 days, but a bad 2 days. So anyway, yeah, I hate to complain, but like, I think I have a lot to complain about right now. Like it's been awful. It's been awful. And the good news is that Molly's doing fine, but the long story short is that like I was in the ER, I got a cold, I got another cold, and my dog still has cancer, and we like narrowly left California, like Malibu. I meant to put that book away, but I didn't. Anyway, that's it. What's up, Nod? Nod to Nod. This is where I fish, so you need to move. You can come over here by Nod. You guys can be friends. Okay. Let's just fish. So what Molly and I have been doing to pass the time in the cold is that now that we're back from California and it's freezing cold, is that I take her in the car to this used entertainment store. A bowl. Great. And is this one with mending so I don't have to worry about... Yeah, okay. I take her to this used entertainment store. It's got books. It has DVDs. It has vinyl records. It has CDs. It has just tons of fun stuff. And we have been buying DVDs. I've probably purchased... They have this terrible deal. It's not a bad deal, but it's like if you buy 10, then you get $10 off. And so every time I go, I buy 10, which I think I'm out of. I don't think if I go, I might be able to go one more time and find 10 that I want, but I'm really choosy about it. But the point is I think I have like 100 DVDs now in my house, which is kind of fun. I've got my PlayStation and I have it hooked up to a projector, and so I can play the DVDs. I have this like sheet that I hang up, and so I can kind of have like movie night. Because I think I've talked about this here. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of all the streaming, right? Like, I could rant about this, but it's not really worth ranting about. But I don't mind deciding what to watch. But what I've noticed about myself is that I don't like having to figure out what is available to then decide what to watch. And so obviously I'm, born in the 80s. And so like I loved going to Blockbuster, and you would, I can't believe I'm talking about this as if people don't know it, but people probably don't. Is that you would walk around and see what the new movies were, see what movies they had, and you would pick a movie, and sometimes the movie that you wanted to watch just wasn't even there. Everyone had come and rented it before you, and so you just couldn't watch it. It wasn't an option. And so you'd maybe spend, you could spend half an hour kind of figuring out what you wanted to watch, and you'd narrow it down, and you'd maybe have like a little stack in your hands, and then you'd pick and leave. And I miss kind of like that. It's weird to say, but I miss that was the name tag probably. I miss the, what's the word? Not limitation, but I miss the parameters. I miss the, I don't know. I almost like the absence of like the little bit of choice that's taken away from you, that it's just what you have. And that's kind of true of streamers. Like maybe you just don't have HBO, or you don't have Disney Plus, or you don't have Paramount, and so certain things are off the table. But I don't like the like, now things are moving. Oh, this was on Netflix and now it's on this, or this is Apple Plus, or oh my gosh, we just got a mending book. Oh my gosh, I almost was like, I'm not gonna look at that book. I'll look at it after. And then I was thinking, what if someone's watching this and they're like, well, what was the book? And it's always something dumb. It's always like, oh, you got, Punch 1. You got Bane of Arthropods. I got a mending book. It's fantastic. Now we just need some name tags. Anyway, I don't like that things are constantly moving around. More times than not, someone tells me a new series now, and I'm like, I never even heard of that. What is that? And so I'm not saying that, like, I've definitely gotten rid of a lot of my streaming services, but I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not going to watch, like, new things when it comes out that I'm excited about. And I watch a lot of tennis. We got one! Yay! How many do we need? 3? 4? Oh my gosh! What? Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Hold on, the streak. 2 in a row. Oh, okay. That's amazing. But yeah, no, I definitely am trying to slow down in life. And that wasn't a name tag, was it? No. And one of the ways that I'm doing that, I think, is kind of more going into like old tech. And I've talked about this many times. But actually, I'm really doing it. I actually started yesterday, which is crazy. And we'll see how long it lasts. But I've like disconnected essentially. I'm still going to be posting on YouTube. I still have access to my, like, I have to be able to send an email. I have to be able to, do my job or, what else? I don't know. There's certain things that you have to be able to log into, but I've removed the ability to just like scroll anywhere. Social media, news websites, Google. I've just taken the ability to waste time on the internet completely off the table, and to like see, I've signed up for like some subscriptions to like actual like magazines or newspapers, but just the constant media circus, I've bid adieu. For my mental health, really. This is the weirdest YouTube video ever, I swear. How did I even get here? DVDs. I really am proud of the collection that I have. Most of them are used from this store, but I bought some too, like online. Except can't do that anymore because I can't go to websites. But I was gonna say, this is the rule that I had for myself when I was like thinking, do I want to buy that DVD? Because they're all pretty inexpensive, right? They're like $3.99, $4.99, and then of course if you buy 10, then you get a discount. So there's an incentive maybe to just buy everything for $3.99. But the rule that I followed the entire time. By the way, Molly doesn't like love this, but it's like she gets to walk around inside a building that's, like carpeted and like has, it's temperature controlled and it's not freezing and there's not snow on her paws. And so like it's just good for her. It's just good for her to kind of go on a little walk every day. Not every day, but we've got a lot. I said I have like 100 DVDs now. They're all just like upstairs alphabetized, and I need to get some kind of cabinet or something. But the rule that I followed was, would I watch this tonight? And if I didn't pick up the DVD and go, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that in so long, or oh my gosh, I've actually heard good things about that, but I've never seen it. Or like that's a classic that I've never seen, or maybe it's something that I've watched many times. But if it's not, yeah, I would watch that tonight, then I don't get it. And so, I mean, of course, like there's exceptions. Like if you're not in the mood for like a scary movie, or you don't want to watch a romantic comedy, then like that's not really what I mean. It's just like this thing of like, am I sick of that movie? Or like, oh, I've seen that, I like it, but like, I've seen it too many times. Or like, I followed that rule. Would I watch it tonight? And it's mostly, I would say, 80s and 90s movies, and then like old movies too, like kind of more like Cary Grant, Jimmy Stewart, Audrey Hepburn type, Hitchcock, Doris Day movies, musicals like I have those, but then mostly it's 80s. It's mostly 80s and 90s. It's mostly those movies. I would say there's very few movies from the last 15 years in my DVD collection. But anyway, yeah, it's been fun. It's been just like a fun distraction, and something that I just like, a fun little memory with Molly. We went to Death Valley National Park too on the way back from California, which was actually quite interesting. I never post things, but that's kind of where the winds originated that moved into LA. So it was windy. That was probably a name tag. That was probably the last name tag that I needed. I'm pretty sure that, I guess I should go back and check, but I'm pretty sure that we need at least 3. And I think someone said nighttime is good for luck, but maybe that's not even true. Maybe they said that rain is good for luck. Let's go check. Let's go check. By the way, I almost launched my book club today, but it was like, I can't get it together. Too much is going on. But I think that's gonna happen. Like, I've been thinking about it more, and like that's been part of like, what I've been kind of trying to figure out. But really, I'm just committed to Molly, like keeping her comfy. Why am I here? I meant to go to the wolves. We'll sleep. It's been a rough time. It's been a rough time. But I'm feeling like, I don't know if I'm feeling optimistic. I'm not feeling optimistic. The wolves. I'm feeling good. I'm just feeling better health-wise. Like, I was having these really awful headaches too. I didn't even mention that. Geo doesn't have one. Dove doesn't have one. Alpin doesn't have one. And Cover does have one. So it's only 3. It's only 3, and I have 2. This is so doable. I mean, there's other entities maybe that it'd be nice to have a name tag for, but the wolves have to have one. Rachel has one. Okay, Alpin, Geo, Dove. Okay, just one more name tag. What was I just saying? My headaches. Oh my gosh, you guys. This was happening at the same time as I got the crazy cold, but I think it started happening, the first time I noticed it was like when I went to that show that I was talking about with my cousin. And so it happened then. And so it wasn't a product of the cold. I thought maybe it was, but it wasn't. I got a cluster headache. I haven't been diagnosed formally, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it was, because I was thinking, I didn't know what a cluster headache was, but I was describing it. I was like, this is so weird. It's a stabbing on like the temple, on my left temple. But what's weird is that it's like only on my left side. It's not on my right side. And so that really scared me. I was like, that's so weird. It's not like it's such a specific spot. And come to find out, I think that that's what a cluster headache is, which was very strange, because not strange. I just was, the same way that I thought the appendix was on your left side. I just didn't know. So when I hear the term, I'd heard the term cluster headache before, but I assumed that meant like all over. Like when I think of like a cluster of things, I think of like a grouping. And I guess it's referring to the grouping, meaning that it can happen like chronically, which it did happen like 3 times, I think. 2 times like quite severe, and then the 3rd time not as severe, and then just not since, which is really crazy. I got this like frozen head wrap that I keep in the freezer. But anyway, so I think that that's what it was, because I kind of described it before I knew what it was, that it was a completely specific side, like a stabbing on just like one side. And it was like I mean, I had to turn off all the lights. I had to just like whimper. It was terrible. Like in the hotel room with Molly, like having just found out that she still has cancer. Yeah, it was something. But luckily those have gone away. But they got replaced then with, I think, a tension headache, which is like, it was in the back of my head. Not my neck really, but almost like at the base of my skull. To the point where I almost couldn't turn my neck though. This sounds so pathetic. This video is just like, hey guys, sorry I've been away for a while. Like, I might as well just start like making things up and being like, you know, and then I broke my foot, and then that's not a bad bow either. No, I didn't break my foot. Everything's fine, and like, knock on wood, this is gonna be a better, I won't say a great year. It's not gonna be a great year, but it's gonna be a better year than last year. That's not even true either, but we're gonna watch a lot of movies, guys. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna read a lot of books, and I'm gonna watch a lot of movies. And it'll be an interesting growth year, one way or the other. I had a lot of good things happen last year, by the way. Like, when I really thought about it, I was like, you know, I released 2 books last year. Just by coincidence, that's when the dates fell from the publisher, that one came out in January and one came out in November. So I released 2 books last year and 2 products on Marketplace. Oh, I didn't even mention that everything was so crazy in December as well, because then I got, I had a Marketplace product come out. It's called Mob Menagerie, and I guess we did it. We got the 3rd name tag. Todd. No, Nod. Let's we gotta get a 4th for Nod. We really do. Yeah, I had the Mob Menagerie come out, which I should talk about because I'm so proud of it, and I don't think I ever talked about it, and I had so much fun coming up with the puns of these creatures. There's a whole video about it on my channel that, if you know, I'll link it below if you didn't see it. But basically, it's, if you play on Bedrock, you can get it on the Marketplace. It's really reasonably priced, I think, in terms of mine coins. And it adds 10 mobs, which I'm actually really proud of. Like, it adds like a little, it's called a raccoon, but it's like when you're mining and you mine like a diamond, all of a sudden this little raccoon can appear and steal your diamond. And it has a pterodactyl, which spawns in the mesa. I wanted to have a mesa mob, because no mobs really, armadillos, I guess, but I don't know. I'm still salty over the vulture. I want the vulture in Minecraft, and so I added the pterodactyl, which is Terra, like terracotta. Speaking of mesa mobs, though, we have to find the mesa wolf as our last wolf of this series. But anyway, it was like there was a period all of a sudden where I did this video reacting to the creaking, and then I did this video that was Lego Fortnite, which was a branded video, which was just one of these opportunities that came up that I had to do, but it was like the timing was really close to the holidays. And, you know, if, like, finally found a window where I wasn't coughing. And that was a fun game, by the way. Really fun game. And then the Mob Menagerie video. So it was it was a busy December, and it was a busy year with all those projects. But I did see someone saying, I did want to answer a question. I don't know if this is, I was going to say this might be oversharing, but like at this point in the video, are we kidding? I was going to say that I saw a comment that was like, well, Stace, I thought the whole point of having this Monday series on a vanilla world was so that when they introduced the creaking, you would just update the world and go find the Pale Garden and see the creaking. And I was like, that's a really good point. That was the reason. I messed up. But I can tell you why I messed up, kind of. And it wasn't really a mess up, in my opinion. But, like, I can explain the context if that's interesting. I don't think it's interesting. But maybe it's interesting because it's, like, a little bit insight into YouTube strategy, I guess. But basically, the creaking video kind of came together where I got this package. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something to do with like the 15-year anniversary of Minecraft, but Mojang sent me this incredible kind of PR package about the creaking. And you know, I'm not really easily impressed by PR stuff anymore. Like, I've gotten so much of it, and then I don't get any anymore. But I also just don't really care for that just stuff. But this was actually really nice. It was like really well put together, and like there was a sweatshirt with my name on it, and this painting of me, but kind of like Minecraftified with the creaking, and the box made a creaking noise. It was really fun. And I got that package, and then at the same time it was like, oh, I want to announce my new marketplace mod, the add-on, Mob Menagerie. And so it kind of becomes this thing, unfortunately, with just the way views on YouTube work, where it was like, well, if I just do episode, 30 something of the Monday series, and I say getting the creaking, like finding the creaking or something, a lot of, like, more people won't watch that because it's like episode 30 whatever. Whereas if it's its own video, I could title and thumbnail it, the thumbnail being the little image, creaky old YouTuber, reacts to the creaking or something like that. And I guess I could have just not put my normal thumbnail on this series, but then, I don't know, that kind of bothered me. At the end of the day, the Minecraft add-on, like I said, I had 4 things come out this past year. 2 books and 2 add-ons. And that's kind of, like, that's how I support myself. And my, like, family and my pets and my, bills for the kind of the rest of the year, like 2025, really. So it's important to me to really do, like, the best that I can do to get the word out about those things. And the proof is in the views, right? Where the creaking video has, I think, like, maybe like almost 80,000 views, and the last episode of this series has like 11,000 views. And I am not someone who cares about views. It's not like an ego thing to me. I know so many YouTubers who will take a video down and re-upload it if it doesn't have as many views as they think it should, or will change the title, change the thumbnail, or just kind of, it's all about the views. That's not what it is for me. But when it comes to like making an announcement of something, or like trying to, like, put something in a video that needs to have as many people that subscribe to me watch it as possible, then I do think about things like that. And I think, yeah, no, I get it. It would have been fun to go find a pale garden in this world. And we probably will come across one when we're looking for the Mesa Wolf. But that doesn't mean that I can't make a fun video too. Like it was a fun video, and it was just different. It's just a different scenario. It was just a different thing. But honestly, the person who commented that was totally right to call me out, because I was like, yeah, that is what I was saying, is that I wanted to be able to, in the future, and maybe that's a future where I'm like a little bit more financially stable than currently, that I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see that new mob. But this felt like no, I need to announce this thing, and that video is like the best video maybe to do that in right now, because it's timely, and like the creaking had just come out, and so it seemed like the thing to do. Just because ineffective cancer treatment is expensive. No, I mean, ineffective is maybe not the right word, right? Because you can always make the argument that, Molly started her cancer journey in April or May. Well, let's say May. And had surgery and radiation, and here she is still kicking in January. She is doing really okay right now. And I don't know how long that'll last. I can't really talk about it, as you saw. But she's just my buddy, and she's just a little truck. And there's no way to say it was ineffective in some ways, but it also bought me a lot of time. And she did really well. Is doing okay right now, even though it shows it's regrown in her face. It looks like it has possibly spread to her lungs. She's not showing any indication of that yet, which is pretty remarkable. And so yeah, I'm grateful for just trying to make memories with her, and I'm grateful for them. And I had done some research into chemotherapy back when I decided to do radiation, and she had an appointment with an oncologist, and I keep meaning to email her actually, but there's really, I met with someone in Colorado as well about it, when I found this out that it was back. I'd be interested if anyone else has any experience with dog chemotherapy. It doesn't seem, it's not a cure, It's kind of a stopgap. Is that the right word? And it can also make her really sick. And it's just not going to do what I hope it would do, because the dose is not as strong as it would need to be, because then that would make her deathly sick. So anyway, that's, if you were wondering that. I mean, I might, I'll respond to the comments. I'll try to hang out in the comments for a bit on this video and chat with you guys, because I know it's been a few weeks, and I know that I just said 7 weird things in this video. So I'll answer some questions if I can, or try to clear things up. But ask me fun questions for next episode. Ask me, I don't know. I'm trying to think what DVDs I got that I could share, that I'm most excited to watch in my Luddite existence now at my cabin. I had a copy of The New Yorker get delivered, and I was doing the crossword today. It's a real, to me, I I have the most fond memories of, I've mentioned this many times. I think in the very first episode of this series, I mentioned this. I have the most fond memories of being on my grandparents' farm. And you know what my grandparents' farm did not have? Was internet. And I know that this is a weird thing for an internet person to say, who has made an entire career on social media. But I think I'm happier without it. And that's not to say I'm going anywhere. Like, I'm not. I'm going to have a book club. I'm going to do YouTube the way that I have been doing it lately. I want to post pictures of Molly on Instagram. I just have like I'm overwhelmed by how many I have and that I haven't posted. But I think I'm happier without the internet. I really do. I think I sleep better. I think I have more fun. I do things that I enjoy more. I read more. I'm more intentional with the time that I use of like, no, I want to take a bath right now. I want to watch a sports game. I want to read a book. I want to work on this project. Because the internet has turned into something I think that none of us really expected it to, in terms of how passive it is with, like, if you asked me how much time do you spend a day scrolling, you know what I do a lot too is I'll go play like chess against a computer. And I think that's this is so silly. It's like, that's number eight weird thing I've said. I think of it as something where I go, well, I mean, that's really like, that's kind of something I do, like, if I'm like watching something on TV maybe, but it's like I'm bored for a second, I'll pull up a little chess game. Or like, if I'm writing an email, but I want to take a quick break. But I bet you, if you combine all of the different chess games, because by the way, I should say, I'm bad at chess. I'm like playing it on like level 3 of like 8 or something, or maybe it's 10. I'm playing it on a really low level, and I don't have boots on. So yeah, I'm by no means I'm good. And so sometimes the game will happen really fast. And sometimes I'll play really stupidly. Or sometimes I'll just quit the game. Like if I lose my queen. The games last longer though, because I can undo the moves. And so sometimes I'll just like play the game out and undo, because I'm trying to teach myself how to get better. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say, I'm taking Spanish lessons. Number nine random thing I've said. Anyway, I have my second lesson tomorrow. This is all to say that I do still plan on using the internet. For example, I'm taking Spanish lessons on the internet, but I'm taking away the time that I'm losing, that I'm not noticing, that I'm not being intentional about. So, for example, I'm saying I think of the chess games as just this kind of like in between tasks type time distraction. But if you total it up in a day, it's probably an hour. Like, I think of it as just this little like, oh, play a 5-minute chess game, or like, oh, just be playing it in the background of, you know, doing something else, like watching something on TV. But it's probably an hour of my time. And I could be watching TV and like stretching, or I could be watching TV and, you know, scratching Molly, which I do, by the way. But the point is I'm trying to limit the time that I don't realize I'm wasting, of, you know, oh, accidentally scrolled on Instagram for an hour before bed, and now I'm tired in the morning. I could have woken up at 7:30, but instead now I woke up at 9. That kind of thing. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but that's kind of the goal, is that, yeah, when I was at their farm, I did not have the ability to have the internet. I brought a little device, and they had a device at some point too, where it was like, okay, I can get like essentially like dial up speeds so that I can send an email. But there was certainly no browsing. And that's what I'm trying to, I'm still gonna watch tennis via the internet. But they had television. I watched so much basketball and football with my grandfather. So I gotta say one more weird thing. I gotta say 10. Just kidding. There wasn't an official count. There's probably been more than 9 already. Let's get one more name tag for Nod. Come on, man. I'm excited about this mending book, though. I don't think I can put it on my bow. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll try it. I'll try it. But my bow has infinity on it, and so I kind of feel like, I don't know. What I should put it on is a pickaxe. Because you get XP when you're mining. You get XP on a sword, too. But when you have a bow, I don't necessarily... I guess I probably do always get the XP from things that I kill with a bow. I think a pickaxe seems like the most logical thing. I mean, this is what I need your comments for. Like, what should I do with the mending book? I've got 34 levels. I can use the spawner. Armor, My armor's breaking. Do we want to... I forgot about the nether. I literally forgot about the nether. Do we want, like, a netherite chestplate? That just seems... The only way... the way to get netherite, in my opinion, is to tunnel somewhere that we need to go. Like, say I'm like, hey, listen, we need a whole different system of biomes. Like... We gotta find this mesa wolf, but we're not gonna find him just like running around. We gotta go like 10,000 blocks out and find a whole new mesa that has trees. That to me is like, okay, so dig through the nether, but like have a fire resistance potion and dig at netherite level, so that your only problem is lava, and that's why you have the fire resistance. And then surface and go through, build a portal and just have, and then we can use that tunnel from here. We can put down, like, can you put ice in the nether? Put down something so that we can run fairly fast through that tunnel and then just be at a whole new spot. But we should almost, I hate to say it, I mean, the Pale Garden just happened, but we should almost wait for a big update before we do that, because it's going to be new chunks for sure. Although, I mean, I want the Pale Garden stuff here for my house here. I love the wood. I love the, like, lichen carpet. Moss, whatever. Pale moss. I really like it. I thought they did such a good job. And I think the creaking is fun. It's fun to see. It's fun to see a new mob that just, like... felt like it had, they did that with the warden too, with it being, tied to sound, and this one being kind of tied to, like, its heart being in a different location, and like, and then if you're not looking at it, like that's just good. I'd love to be in the room when they brainstorm these things, but really I want them to add just like another real animal. You know what I think I would... I don't know. 3. No. What was that? That was just a cod. I thought that was a name tag. We need 3. We need a 4th. I think... I mean, there's so many animals that I'd like them to add. But I'm trying to think of, like... Well, there's dolphins. I think I would add orcas. I mean, obviously, give me a narwhal, right? And make them swim in pods. But no, make the orcas swim in pods. I think I would do orcas because dolphins, am I right that dolphins are only in warm oceans? So, I mean, polar bears are in cold oceans, but there's not an aquatic mob that exists in cold oceans only, right? Rain! That's supposed to be luckier. That's supposed to be luckier for fishing. So let's, come on. How about this? Orcas spawn in cold oceans, and if you're boating, an orca can break your boat. Because I gotta say, of course, if someone died, I feel bad about that, but I root for these orcas, right? I feel as though humans need some reminders that we're not in charge. I mean, because you just hear these awful stories, right? About, like, a boat accidentally kills a baby orca, and then the mom orca, is this a true story? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting fed misinformation. This is why I'm not scrolling on the internet anymore. Because most of it's not real anyway. But yeah, no, like, sometimes I just think of the animal's perspective and go, yeah, man, that makes sense why they wanted to. I don't know. This is the next random thing I'm saying. I'm on the orca's side. I just think that it's silly when people are like, can you believe this? It's like, yes, I can believe that the orca hates the boats. Because the ocean is not, like, haven't we, oh my gosh, I'm just drowning. How dumb. You know, we can't conquer everything. You know what I mean? This is where it gets deep. Like, don't you think that there's just so many people these days in the media that have the perspective of we can conquer everything? We just, one, we can't, but two, we shouldn't. Anyway. Just one name tag for a pig. That's all we want. This is not even, like, it's not even important. You know? I forget. Please, in the comments, tell me if I named the chicken. Because now I kind of think I did. Did I name him, like, Crow? Because it's like a crow's nest, but it's a chicken? I don't think so. I think I named him something else. Or maybe I didn't name him. Let me know. I wasn't expecting to get the pale wolf, you know, to get Dove. It's really wild to me. I should have brought a wolf with me, by the way, today. It's just wild to me that there's one more. And it's weird, right? Because it's like we're in a mesa, and yet he's never going to spawn here, which is so funny to me. Luck of the Sea mending. Luck of the Sea 2 mending. What? Luck of the Sea 2 mending. Lure 2. I think I should use, because I'm getting lure with the fish. But, like, do I need to, like, put this in my offhand for a minute? Will that fix it? Because I almost need to, like, or a mending thing just can't break ever? Oh, that did fix it. Okay, so wait a minute. Should we use this instead? Because it's just luck, not lure? People have been saying that to me, I think. I hate that there's all that junk out there now. Ugh. What was I talking about? Was it something weird? It was that this pig does not deserve this name tag. You don't, Nod. You don't. And did I name you something else at the end of last episode? I hope not, because you're Nod now. Ugh. Oh boy. I think I was saying in the comments to tell me something. Oh, I was just talking about the Mesa Wolf and how, yeah, because Java, the animals don't spawn once the world has loaded. I feel like I am getting more stuff, huh? Than fish. Sorry about the rain. I'll try to turn it down. I mean, I shouldn't apologize because I will turn it down. And so you've not been hearing it. Hello? There we go. So yeah, it's an interesting position to be on in this series where we're in the biome that we need to find something in, but it won't ever spawn in this one, and so we have to basically find another mesa, which is like kind of a rare biome. Maybe it's less rare now. I don't know. I feel like I was just gonna say, I feel like I come across them all the time in like the videos that I do on Bedrock, but I'm literally choosing the seeds. My brain. Yeah, so it's just kind of a weird thing of like, we'll have to go really far away from our home to find the wolf, and then we'll have to journey back. So do I take a wolf with me to go find him, or do I just go by myself, or do I take Robin, or do I take a donkey, or the horse with no name? Maybe I take the horse with no name. Of course, then it's hard to boat. But it's just going to be a long journey to find that wolf, and then once we do, we have all the wolves. So, do we complete our building tasks first, or do we, I still haven't seen a trial chamber. That could be cool to do, but we would need really good armor. Okay, now we are not getting lucky. I could have been fishing too by my little puffer fish. But maybe open water is better? I don't know. Oh, my fire's almost out. Oh. Can you not, sir? I'm just trying to name tag Nod. Okay. Oh, the trash despawned. That's nice. I've been trying to find the perfect lamps for my cottage. Not cottage, cabin? Why did I just call it a cottage? I've been on a lamp journey. Yeah, I really have been. Sconces. No, that's only because the upstairs of my cabin has absolutely no actual lighting. And so I need like 5 different lamps up there just to have, honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 lamps on gives me like the semblance of, like, it's not even bright still. Because I also just refuse to put up like bright bulbs in the lamps. Like I have to have, because everything's wood paneling up there, and so it'd just be really harsh if it was like super bright bulbs. And so they're like 5 different lamps all on, kind of that soft white antique kind of light bulb. And so when there's 5 lamps, it's not even, sunrise. It's not even bright. It's still kind of dark and moody, which is funny. Hey, we'll come be by Nod and see the sunrise. but I can't just get 5 lamps, right? Because that would look silly. It has to be like one's a table lamp, and one is 2 are sconces, and then one is like kind of one of those more like crane type lamps, and it has to all work. Why am I telling you this? What else? I don't have anything else. I think that was enough. I think I've said enough. Come on, just a name tag. This is a stupid quest. I had it. I had the 3. We could have named the wolves. We could have done something productive. But you know what? Nod. It's a lot of nonsense from you. It's a lot of nonsense. You're wasting my time. You're taking good years from me. This hurts. This hurts, Nod. Okay, well, it's, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm so mad. I filmed the creaking video on this profile because I updated this profile. So like the Pale Garden is in this world. Which is maybe why the recipe unlocked though. That seems wrong. But maybe that's right? If so, I shouldn't do that again. I should always make a new profile for a new series, like if I'm gonna make a random video. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. I hate the book anyway. It's episode whatever, and I still don't understand the book. What was I possibly saying? The creaking. That's a thunderstorm. Right? It's not just night. It was sunrise, and now it's... Oh, yeah, it's a thunderstorm. Oh, so yeah, I turned the music off for the video because then I add music. I add, like, when it's not this series, I add, like, the same kind of songs that are kind of... It's funny. Like, I know exactly which song I'm going to add where just by, like, what the vibe is, like, what I'm doing. Like, oh, I'm fighting monsters, but it's daytime. This song. I'm fighting monsters, but it's, in a dark oak forest. Oh, then that song. I'm just, after all these years, I'm kind of particular about it. But anyway, I forgot to turn the music back on, so we could have had tunes this whole time. I still haven't heard that one song. There was that one time that I was mining for, like, glow lichen or something deep in my cave system here at my base. And I heard a song, and it was, like, so good. It was a moment. And I just want to hear it again with you guys. Not with you. No! Okay, you're gonna die in the daytime, right? Yeah, you'll die in the daytime. If I get a name tag and accidentally name you, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay. This is not okay. Did I just miss one? I feel bad about all the fish that I've killed in a video game. You know what? I saw like an Instagram reel no, it wasn't. It was a YouTube video of someone, sometimes I'm just like, I should go be a Disney YouTuber that just goes to the parks and eats food. But I was watching a video. This is no shade to anyone, and I won't say who it was, but I watch her videos and they're great. But she was eating octopus. It just made me really sad. And I'm not vegan. But octopus, I was just like, no. Not the octopus. Which is weird, right? Because, like, I don't eat mammals. I haven't had, you know, beef or pork, nod, in, you know, ages. But I guess I think of octopi, as being so intelligent that I was just like, no, not the octopus. Anyway, yeah, that was a random thing to say. Sorry. I'm losing it. I'm really not, just so you guys know. Like, the thing that I did about taking away the internet for my mental health was, like, I think a good thing. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on your relationship to the internet, because we did it. We got the 4th one. Because it's, you know, I think it's really interesting to me to think about just how it's 42 COD, how it's changed in my lifetime. I don't have an anvil down here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Where is our anvil? I have one here, I think. This is Dove. Okay. This is, who did I say? Wait a minute. Who did I say? Geo. Which technically it's like geode, but just geo. Geography. Geode. Geo. Now this is a hard one. Do we go for Alpen or just Alp? I like Alp, but I think I'm gonna go Alpen. And now nod. Whoops. Is that a sign? It's like, don't do it. You know, I meant to go do it. I was gonna go do it, I don't know why, but I was gonna go do it on my other anvil. I was gonna, like, because I think I have an anvil that was almost broken over there. Oh, no, Kevin has a name tag. Kevin has a name tag. You are holding an egg. Hi. I don't want you to escape. I want to come out this way, but I don't want you to escape. Can you go downstairs? Because I just don't know everything that you want to kill. And I think, okay, nope, I'm not gonna chance it. I'm not gonna chance it. You want to kill a lot of different things. And I don't have a rabbit, but I'm not sure if you would kill, I don't know. I don't know what you want to kill, fox. Tell me if I named the fox. Okay. Dove. Sweet girl. Geo. Nice. Alpen. Oh my gosh, they're all named. This is incredible. I'm so happy. Alright, and you guys can all come here with me. Rachel, we're not going to leave you behind, although it is tempting, Rach. Let's sleep. Everyone come in here. This is what you get, Cat, for not sleeping on me. I'm bringing 8 wolves in to say hello. All right, everybody, let's come down here, and it is time. Oh, the drowned is burning. Okay, there we go. All right, here we are, everyone. I'd like you to meet. I mean, you met him, Dove, and, you know, I'm sorry, you're just, like, you're not really a part of this, chicken. Like, you just kind of got to go over there for a minute. I know that that's sad. I'm sorry. Oh, Frontier, sorry. New recipes unlocked. Like, pale wood with a chest? Why? Okay. Oh, Geo! That's not... Okay. Here we go. Nod. Everyone. I mean, 4 of you guys already knew Nod, but this is Nod. He brought you all back here. Otherwise, like, something bad was gonna happen, I think. So, we owe him... I'm sorry, that was really mean of me. I'm sorry, come over here. It was because I was gonna take a thumbnail, but you know, it's not worth it. It's not worth being mean. Okay? Alright, here we go. Now, this is really upsetting to me, though, because I'm gonna have to break the boat now to get the wolves out of it, or will they do they teleport out of boats if I go far enough? No, they wouldn't, right? No, you guys just stuck yourself in there. This is terrible. This is, Rachel, it's all your fault, probably. All right, okay, thanks guys, you know, okay, this was fun. I'll see you guys later. Until next time, Paige and Molly love you. Go rescue a dog.